equipment's been obviously neck set. It's already fretted, it's bound. It's getting ready for final sand before we go to finish. A nice flame maple top.
Now, which model is this system?
This will be the I-35.
Oh, okay. So you're naming them after the highway?
We have the city limits for obvious reasons, Austin. We have an I-35 for the interstate that runs through town. We have the 290 for the highway that we're on. And also we have the SoCo, which is named after South Congress, which is an entertainment area here in Austin. And this will be one of the semi-hollows. It's a smaller version of some other kind of double cutaway shapes. Morning, gentlemen. Just some more body parts. As you can see, it's not a large manufacturing concern here. We just do 12 to 15 electric guitars a week, so I don't have to.
What are your range of your prices on the electrics?
From $2,600 for the 290 to $6,200 or so for the I-35s and the SoCos. It's just lacquer curing before it gets sanded and buffed.
So you don't use any of the polyurethane on any of
No,
these?
sir.
Okay.
We do use some poly on the base coats on the flat top. It's a nice. It's about 2.5 mils of a nice flat poly coat, and then nitro over all the flat tops too. Mandolins are also all nitro, all lacquer.
And how many different styles of mandolins you make? I know you have an A.
Well, we make A's and F's. And in the A's we have the A's kind of the classic teardrop shape, and we do a matte finish, which is called the MT. We do an MT2, which is a gloss finish, A style. And we do an MT2 with varnish finish as opposed to lacquer. And in the F's we do a kind of the matte finish MF. We do an MF5 with lacquer, we do an MF5 with varnish, and an MF5 Deluxe, which is varnish with an engraved tailpiece and a custom inlay, more purfling, Waverly tuners, which cost us $500 to get just from the manufacturer. It's a very nice, it's obviously a high-end mandolin.
Yeah, and what's the range on the mandolin prices for the A's and the F's?
I think it starts at the MT starts at $22 or $22.50, and the MF5 Deluxe is $12,900.
And I've seen other stuff, like handmade ones that start off at like 10 or 12.
Yeah,
so that's not. It's not unreasonable.
We compete with the very single luthier shops, and then we compete with the bigger manufacturers too. We've got a little something for everybody. It's just that no one quite does what we do as far as production style. I mean, we're not big production, but we do more than the small shops, and no one really can match us for quality and consistency. So no one does what we do in the fact that we do so many at such a high quality. And by many, I don't mean thousands. I just mean we do hundreds, but they're at a level that no other really manufacturer can do.
You're not churning them out.
I mean, you don't see racks full of stuff. You got these waiting to go into finish next week. No, it's not exactly mass production. It's more one step forward, two steps back, and then you have to take a double step the next day. It's a pain. It's nitro is very finicky, and even after all these years, that's one of the bigger challenges is finish, and I almost defy any manufacturer, any builder to argue that, because I think everyone that you talk to agrees that finish is certainly one of the most challenging aspects of it. Nitro is certainly more fixable than some other stuff. I mean, a lot of builders will use poly just because it's easy to put on, it's easy to sand and buff, and it doesn't look or feel or sound the same though. But nitro, yes, we've been dealing with it a long time, and so we can certainly fix if and when, I should say, when we get a burn through, which is when something gets sanded or buffed a little heavily, and you may go through a layer. There's going to be 6,000ths maybe of nitro, say on a mandolin, and very sharp corners and pointed edges. And if you go through the finish, then we can certainly kind of retard the area, spray some more nitro on, and then and have a repair done. It's seamless. You can make a good sounding guitar with anything, but we think that lacquer will make the guitar sound better. I mean, there's certain enough skilled guys out there, skilled companies that can build good guitars. The thing with poly, the tendency is to get a little thicker, because it's something. The reason you're using poly is usually it's just to speed up production, so you can put it on faster, sand and buff it, and get it through there because you can blow a bunch on it. But the difference in a thick poly and a nice thin lacquer is, I think it's amazingly different. When we started mandolins, we were just doing lacquer mandolins, for example, and a good friend named Charlie Darrington, who's no longer with us, worked for Gibson in the mandolin department. he and Collings got into pretty good discussions about varnish versus lacquer, and Bill was kind of arguing that he didn't think there was a difference and stuff, and Charlie was arguing, of course, that there was a difference, and I think Bill owes Charlie a lot, and he'll say that we started doing some varnish sprays on the mandolins, in which we do a lot of now, and there's absolutely a difference in sound. Well, I think it's the same with lacquer and poly. There's certainly a different tone that we're hearing, and again, if you got a really thin poly, the difference may be less, but that's not usually what happens. People use poly so they can get it on and get it through.
It's time for mass production.
Generally, yes.